Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, channel that brings you your team every single day, guys. Isn't it nice to watch a press conference and not just be bored silly and think, oh my God, someone is talking a lot of shit today. And it's the same old shit as per normal. Yes, Barry Ferguson has addressed the media ahead of the game against Fenerbahce tomorrow evening. Rangers obviously going to that game 3-1 up, favourites to progress. Interesting game. It's like I said on the video the other day, it's a difficult one. You don't really know how to kind of deal it, do you? You kind of look at it in terms of, is it a game when we go for it? Is it a game when we sit back? Is it a game that we kind of try and play in between? What is the way of playing? And I think realistically, this been Barry Ferguson, been a Barry Ferguson team, you've really got to go for it. That's what you've got to do. You've actually got to go for it. I think that's the only way to play in Europe. I think if you sit back, if you invite pressure, if you invite them onto you, I think it's very, very dangerous. So I'm hoping Barry will have them set up to go out there and take the game to them. It's really nice though, listening to someone who actually, you can tell really loves the club and cares about the club and wants the club to do well. Barry is a Rangers man. We know that. He's Rangers through and through. And let's face it, the guy did a great job, didn't he? I mean, he out-tacticked Jose Mourinho, which, a lot of top managers have failed to do. So, what did Barry talk about in today's presser? He talked about the fact that the game against Fenerbahce, which was our last game, we obviously had a week to prepare for this game, which is useful. Very rarely do we in Europe get this much time to prepare for games, but it was good to hear him obviously say, that even though that he thought it was a very good performance against Fenerbahce last time out, he did say there were still areas for improvement. And look, there's always areas to improve, isn't there? There's always things you can get better at. I don't think we ever put in the perfect performance. And yes, we conceded a goal. We could have conceded a few more goals. So there's different elements. We missed chances. We had 2 offside goals. There's always things we can get better at. But he says we've prepared in the right manner and there may be 1 or 2 tweaks. It'll be interesting to see what those changes are that Ferguson has made. And, I think he made a big thing at the start, didn't he, of kind of wanting time on the training field, wanting time to kind of go out there and work with the players and, get the players playing, get the players doing what he wanted them to do. And I think, look, for any manager, that's what they want. They want time with the players on the training field, getting them ready and getting them going. And that's what it is, isn't it? So that's good. I think this is very interesting as well, this comment about flexibility. He said, in any game, domestically or in Europe, you have to have flexibility, which is something I don't think this team has had at times. We will change within games if necessary and approach the game to win. Now, obviously, Rangers started with a different formation, didn't they, in the last game, playing with the 3 at the back. Now, look, it's interesting to see that, now we've got a manager that Barry Ferguson knows who is here on a temporary level. He's willing to make changes. He's willing to be flexible with the formation. He's willing to change the formation to suit the players that he's got. I mean, all things we were crying out for Philippe Clement to do. And if Clement had done them, who knows? He may still have been in a job, but his intransigence, his stubbornness pretty much cost him, didn't it? It's good to see that within a game you can adapt. And that's what the best teams do around Europe. If you watch the top teams play, they adapt, they change, they attack in different shapes, they defend in different shapes, they move. They're a very fluid motion to how they attacked. I mean, if you watch the PSG Liverpool game last night, you watched the PSG front 3. There was constant fluid movement between Kakalashvili, I think he's called, and Dembele and Doué and Barcola. There was that constant rotation round and movement which confused the Liverpool back 4, and that's what you see in Europe. That's what you see from the top teams. So it's good that we're trying to bring that into our game. And I think if that's something we can take forward into the SPL, all the better. Obviously, I think it's another European night at Ibrox. That's always good, isn't it? I mean, we all love a European night at Ibrox. Ibrox will be absolutely rocking again. And like Barry said, there is no better place to play football. It'll be a different game. We need to stand tall and go head to head. I mean, he's got some bulldog attitude. We go head to fight. Yeah, I mean, he's got such a Rangers attitude, and it's hopefully this is rubbing off on the players as well. This bulldog attitude, this get in there and fight and battle and just be, to get the place rocking, get Ibrox fighting. Yeah, absolutely. He talked about Robin Prop. Obviously, Prop has been out with a bit of a niggle. He had a couple of training sessions apparently. He said, ideally, I would love to have everyone available, but I will need to wait and see tomorrow morning if I have a full squad available. There are 2 or 3 I hope to see come through the session today. So obviously more news on match day as to who will be available and who will not be available for the match day squad. Obviously, Dujon Sterling is back fit. Oscar Cortez is not part of the European squad, even though he did play with the under-21s the other day. Obviously, Danilo is part of the European squad again now, as is Hadji, as is Nsiala. So there's a good range of players there, and hopefully, we get a good, strong. I mean, personally speaking, I would go with very similar team to the one that we played in Istanbul. That would be it for me. Look, I think the next quote for me from Barry, this is, we often talk, didn't we, about Philippe Clement, that he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. He just doesn't get what it is to be Rangers manager. Well, Barry does. You can see and you can hear this man just understands what it is to play for this club. He gets this club. He gets what it is to play for the club. This is what he said. He said, you have to handle the pressure at Rangers. This is something the squad would admit they haven't handled at times. This is a team we have to take head on. What an opportunity we have against a top team. We are ready and raring to go. I mean, absolutely spot on from Barry. He's right. To be a Rangers player, to wear that shirt, you have to get the pressure of being a Rangers player. There is an expectation that is there. There is a heavy standard there. For me, you've got to have the best possible sort of level of sort of effort and fight and heart. And I think he's right. The players haven't handled that at times. They haven't shown that at times. And what's great for me, I think, and look, I like to obviously Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, and Alan McGregor have been here beyond the end of this season. Obviously, are very slim. But what the good thing is that the players that remain next season from this core of this squad now will start to understand a little bit more for me what it is to be a Rangers man, what it is to play for this club, because you can rest assured at training, in meetings, in the dressing room at Auchenhowie, it will be constantly drilled by Neil McCann, by Billy Dodds, by Alan McGregor, and by Barry Ferguson exactly what it is for you to be a Rangers player, what you need to do, how you need to act, and what is expected of you. And that level of expectation is huge at this club, massive. And it's clear his understanding, hopefully, is getting into those players and really pushing across to those players. And it's interesting to see that, that he wants to go head to head. He wants to get into their faces. Look, this isn't going to be a park the bus performance from Rangers tomorrow. This will be a get up, get in their faces and get after them kind of display. Barry doesn't know how to play anywhere else. He really doesn't. He said, I know what it's like here on a European night as a footballer. You have to want to play in this. I can't wait. You have to be excited about this. My group of players are ready. I mean, like I said, he gets it. He just fucking gets it, doesn't he? Oh, I love this man. I absolutely love this man to bits. Really do. It constantly comes across in everything that he says about, the expectation. And this is something he's quite clearly, and I think this is one of the big letdowns that Philippe Clement didn't get across to the players, because, as I said, Clement didn't get it. Fergie's getting this across to them constantly. You have an expectation. There is an expectation. There is a standard. Don't fall below that standard. There is more than being a good footballer when you are playing with Rangers. It's not about me. It's about the whole club, and we have 90 minutes to play against a really good team. Absolutely. It's about the team. It's about being a Rangers man. 100%. I mean, this next bit, I think the thing is he kind of came out with as well. He said, sometimes we're too nice, and I've told my players we can't be nice all the time. And I think that's something that's kind of been lacking from us over the last few years, that gritty, nasty, dogs of war, bite them, smash them, kick them, claw, scrape, battle, kind of in your face industrial football has been missing at times. And it's clear that Barry Ferguson is trying to get that into this team and trying to put a bit of bite and fight back into them. And it's great to see. He said, I've got huge respect for Jose Mourinho. He's won trophies everywhere, and it was an honour for me to go up against him on the touchline. We will see a different Fenerbahce tomorrow night, no doubt about that. And that, kind of sums up of what I was saying the other day. You can't write off a Jose Mourinho team. You really genuinely can't. he may be 3-1 down. You may think you've got him exactly where you want him, but he'll find some way to slither out of it. And that's why it's important that we show that heart, that fight, the battle, and the raring to go attitude that Barry Ferguson is quite clearly calling for. Guys, let me know your thoughts on what Barry had to say. I absolutely love it. Love the man. Yes, he's a bit more of a cheerleader than the manager, but that's what you need at this stage of the season when everything's done and dusted and you're trying to just win a Europa League and just trying to get through to the end of the season. That's spot on. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, on the way out, please smash the like, sub, comment, and share. And remember always, we are the people.